We've got live coverage now from Baltimore with the governor speaking. Let's listen in.
All these fellas in here, men and women, that have done such a fantastic job. I want to thank General Singh for her leadership. I got a chance to thank some of the folks inside for all the hard work that they've been doing, and I want to start with that. We're proud of the National Guard and the fact that they've really helped us keep things safe, along with the Maryland State Police. So it's been less than 48 hours since we declared this state of emergency, and things are looking a lot different than they did Monday night. In just a moment, we're going to let General Singh and Colonel Palazzi provide you with an update on police and National Guard operations around the city. But first, let me just say that we're very encouraged by what we've seen over the past 24 hours. I started the day at the Maryland State Police from the city, from all across our state, and even folks from all around the country. And these men and women are working incredibly hard along with the National Guard. I want to thank them, including those from out of state. After we left this morning from the command center, we went to Sandtown, which is the neighborhood where Freddie Gray was from. We met with residents, we walked the neighborhoods, we met with neighborhood leaders and leaders of the NAACP at their new headquarters, which had just opened yesterday. And we got a chance to talk with some people who were among the worst affected by the civil unrest. I can tell you they were very thankful for the efforts of the National Guard and the Maryland State Police. They were happy that they were there, protecting them and keeping the city safe. But I was also encouraged by the optimism that I saw there, and by the number of people that were out helping in the community. We then went to Maryland Emergency Management Agency. We held a cabinet meeting to ensure that every single state agency was trying to provide as much assistance and as many resources as they possibly could to the situation here in Baltimore and to helping people who are most in need. Every single state agency is fully focused on this crisis, and they're providing a number of necessary services and a lot of help that's very much needed in the city. Let me just also say that the Maryland Emergency Management Agency is doing a fantastic job of helping to coordinate all of our critical resources. State, city, and allied police, along with the National Guard, are working effectively together to ensure that Baltimore's streets are safe. Today, children were back in school in Baltimore, people were back at work, and city residents were cleaning up after Monday night's disturbances. But we're not out of the woods yet. The state continues to utilize law enforcement assets from every corner of the state and from other states, including Pennsylvania, New Jersey, and the District of Columbia, who have all dedicated law enforcement officers to our efforts. I want to thank Colonel Palazzi for all of his efforts in leading this combined force. We have in place approximately 2,000 members of the Maryland National Guard and over 1,000 state troopers and other allied law enforcement officers, including officers from Montgomery, Anne Arundel, Baltimore, Howard, Prince George's, Harford County, as well as many others. This combined force will not tolerate the violence or looting which has led to the destruction of property and put innocent Marylanders at risk. There are some peaceful protests happening tonight, and we want to make sure that individuals can exercise their First Amendment rights and express their legitimate concerns. But we also want to stress and remind everyone that there is a 10 p.m. curfew in place in the city, and I urge everyone in Baltimore to get off the streets tonight at 10 o'clock. When the streets are clear, police and the National Guard can do their jobs. And the vast majority of people in the city are being extremely helpful and cooperative. People are picking up bags and brooms and cleaning up. Parents are keeping kids at home and off the streets. and community leaders who have been so helpful to us in keeping the peace and urging people to protest in a peaceful, nonviolent way, have been urging people to head home before the curfew. Across Maryland, we're seeing the work of people who are urging another quiet night like we had last night. The Governor's Office of Community Initiatives and the Governor's Office of Service and Volunteerism organized 2,600 volunteers, people from all across Maryland who love the city of Baltimore and wanted to pitch in and help. We've launched MarylandUnites.com, where people can get information on state services and on how they can volunteer and contribute and donate to various charities that are helping in the effort. We're all working together, and we will continue to be here until the threat of violence ends. Our primary mission is to maintain order and to begin to repair the damage inflicted by the violence and looting from earlier in the week. Baltimore families deserve peace and safety in their community, and we are working together very hard to ensure that. At this point, I'm going to turn the podium over to General Singh and then Colonel Palazzi, who will provide some further details on the specific actions of today, and then we'd be happy to take your questions. Thank you. General? Thank you.
Thank you, Governor. So first, I would like to say I'm just getting back in from actually talking to a number of the support that we have out there, and that not only includes my soldiers that are out there, my airmen that are out there, but all the folks from the state police, all the folks from Baltimore City, all the folks from all of the other jurisdictions and other states that have provided support. And I'm going to tell you something. They are not only high speed, they're what I call hua, right? And in Army terms, that means they are ready to stand tall, shoulder by shoulder, to ensure that we are taking care of our city. And so when I think about the force that is at work here and what Colonel Palazzi and the Baltimore City team has put together and how they've moved out with us in support, this needs to be a model that we continue to work on and refine for every other exercise that we need to do, for every other mission that we need to do. Because the cooperation and the support that I am seeing here, that's the cooperation and support that we need in the communities, within the folks. That's the patience that we need from the communities so that we can get through this, get back to business, and take care of the challenges that we need to bring to the table for a discussion. I just hope that we remember that trying to change culture, trying to change habits does not happen overnight. It's not going to be solved overnight. We have absolutely a lot more work that we need to do. And I'm asking you to be patient, protest peacefully, go to sleep at 10 o'clock, because I'd really like to go to sleep at 10 o'clock tonight, and let's get on with business. What?
Thank you, Colonel Palazzi.
Thank you, General, Governor, Lieutenant Governor. First of all, the law enforcement community has come together united, working together from not just the state of Maryland, the state of New Jersey troopers are here. Huge resources they brought in last evening. Metropolitan Police Department brought in resources as well. And the resources of the National Guard to support the entire mission is huge for the state police. We've kind of walked the general dance as we all coordinate this together. Lots of moving pieces. Commissioner Batts, Deputy Commissioner Palmieri, and Deputy Commissioner Davis. We worked through a couple issues, moving through things, making sure we're all on the same sheet of music. We are here to support them. They ultimately are the police department here. We realize that, but we are here to support them. An issue that grew to something that was bigger than what they could handle, and we started to try to help them move through the pieces. We continue to follow and track the groups that move, peacefully protest. We appreciate that. And I cannot echo enough the governor's comments that, at 10 o'clock, please, observe the curfew, go home. It is not our desire to arrest everybody or anybody. Please listen to the time, go home. We want peace in the city. We'll continue to patrol the city until the determination's made that we're not needed anymore. Hopefully that's sooner rather than later. But at the same time, we are here to support the city of Baltimore. Thank you.
Thank you, Colonel. Be happy to take any questions.
Governor, I was wondering if has there been a policy decision made to try to keep the individuals arrested in this rioting in jail as long as possible through either the extended bail review or through just high levels of bail?
No. Anybody else?
Governor,
I'm wondering about going forward, the weeks and months going forward. I'm sure business owners, residents here are concerned in summer months with the impact on tourism. Is there any plan? Do you have concerns? What can you tell people?
Well, sure, we're concerned. Obviously, it could have an impact on tourism. Obviously, we're losing dollars every day. People are afraid to come into the city. Businesses are still closed. I believe we have had 200 businesses closed. The First Lady tonight, by the way, is having 2 different meetings. Nearly half of those 200 businesses are Korean-owned businesses. My wife's a Korean American. She'll be meeting with 2 different organizations of people that lost their businesses that were burned or completely looted. Since many of them don't have insurance. So there's a lot of businesses that are hurt. We're losing lots and lots of money. The city's reputation has been hurt. We've got to work to fix that. We've got to get people the money they need, the assistance. We got the insurance commissioner working to get those businesses the money from their claims. If they don't have it, we're working with the Small Business Administration to try to get them money. People that need assistance in housing when their homes were burned down, we're taking care of them. Tourism is critical to the city. Baltimore's a beautiful, wonderful place. We're going to get back to normal. I saw some great things out there that people should be proud of in the city, and we're going to get back to that Baltimore that we all love.
Any message to anyone from out of state who's maybe thinking about coming here this summer and now wondering?
Well, I would say this is not representative of the way things usually are in Baltimore. We're very proud of this city. We're proud of the people of the city. Well, it's going to take us a while to restore order and to get things back to normal and get everybody comfortable again, but we're going to do everything we can to bring people back to the city.
Governor, with all due respect to the Adjutant General and the men and women who are working here, do you have anything you can say about just the overall sense of having those army troops on the ground in our city, giving up a little bit of freedom at this time? Is there something philosophical about that you've at least thought about or considered?
You know what? I've spent 48 hours not only handling this crisis and organizing all this effort, but in the community. I spent all day, today and yesterday, all over Baltimore City talking with people. All day long, nearly every single person I talked to thanked us profusely. Thank you for bringing the Guard. Thank you for bringing the Maryland State Police. Thank you for bringing law and order back to our city. If you remember, on Monday night, the city was in flames. Cars were being exploded. Stores were being looted. People's homes were being burnt to the ground. People are pretty happy that we're here and that things are not like Monday night.
Governor, the other day you used the word finally when you said the mayor finally requested that the National Guard be brought in. Have you had time to think about really whether the National Guard, whether she acted fast enough, and you think that Monday would have happened if things had been reversed?
Look, this seems to be coming up a lot. I've said over and over again for the past 48 hours, I've praised the mayor, I've thanked her for her efforts. I thought she did a tremendous job. It's just not worth arguing over what happened, what could have happened. I think they did as best job they could on Monday night. They were overmanned and overwhelmed and undermanned. They couldn't handle it. That doesn't reflect badly on the mayor. It doesn't reflect badly on the city of Baltimore. They just didn't have the manpower. They needed our help. We didn't lose a single minute. Doesn't matter when a call was made or not. We were prepared and ready a week in advance. It usually takes 8 hours to stand up the Guard. We got it done in 3. So if she had called at 3 o'clock, the very first moment the first thing happened, we were still 5 hours early. It doesn't matter. We didn't slow down. We didn't miss a beat. By the time we got in there around 9 or 10 o'clock, things were pretty much calmed down. And last night, it was a dramatically different picture. So we're working in conjunction, cooperation with the mayor. We're talking every day. I've probably had 100 interviews where I've praised her actions and her efforts and that of the city. We're working as a united team. We are here to back up the mayor of Baltimore. We're here to support the police department in Baltimore. And it's we don't want to waste a lot of time talking about personalities and feelings and who might have been concerned about what. I think it's an excellent operation, and we're all working together, and I'm proud of the joint effort.
Governor, can you talk a little bit about the thinking process and maybe even who was involved in the entire logistical thing about the Orioles was having the game by themselves today? Couldn't you possibly have fans there today at 2 in the afternoon? That's one question. And then about the games that were moved out of town this weekend.
Well, that was a decision that was made by the Commissioner of Baseball. Did not include us, did not involve us. We didn't ask it to happen. Quite frankly, I am happy that there weren't tens of thousands of fans there. In hindsight, and we looked, things were peaceful. We had everything under control. But just like the curfew, we said earlier, we clear the streets. It helps us do our job. Having tens of thousands of people there at the stadium might not have helped it with the job. So, but that's a decision they made. We didn't make that decision. Anybody else?
Can you tell us about the culture of the city as well? As you said, now people coming forward, cleaning up, but who's to lead all this? There's got to be something going on with the culture of the city that needs to change.
Well, we've spent, yesterday I called together in our very first day on the job, in addition to getting the law and order restored, I met with faith-based leaders and community leaders from all over the state, from all over the city, and asked for their input and asked them questions and talked about how we can help. Today we went to Sandtown to meet with the very neighbors in the very neighborhood where this whole thing started and talk with them. I hugged them, I talked with them, I listened to them, I met with the NAACP, I met with church leaders. There are issues that are bigger than what's happening today that have to be resolved. But as General Singh said, they're not going to be resolved immediately. You got to be patient. After we get the initial crisis taken care of, there are a lot of people that need to sit down and talk about how we can bring our society together. It's a problem that we've all got to work to try to come up with a solution to. I spoke with the Attorney General of the United States last night. I spoke with the President yesterday. I spoke with Valerie Jarrett at the White House today. We're in constant communication with the city, with other states, with our local county partners, and with the federal assets as well. I had a conference call last night with the entire federal delegation that represents Maryland and Washington. Everybody's cooperating, everybody's helping, and everybody's very pleased with the success so far of this operation and the cooperation and communication that we've had. Well, that's a bigger issue that we probably don't have time to discuss today while we're faced on this one, this crisis here in Baltimore. I'm going to focus on keeping Baltimore safe, and then we can have a discussion about society in general and problems in the United States.
What's next going forward in the next day or two?
Well, we're hoping more peace and more calm in the streets, but we're going to continue to be careful about staying on top of everything that's happening. We're going to continue to meet with community leaders. We're going to continue to make sure that we're out there protecting the city. We don't know what's going to happen. We know there are a number of protests tonight, a number of different things taking place. We're urging calm, we're urging peace. We want to make sure there's no violence, but we're also prepared if things do get out of control like they got out of control Monday night. Things could potentially flare up later in the week. So we're just going to hope for the best. We're going to be prepared for the worst.
Last question. What's your message for any businesses that are considering coming to Baltimore, startups or corporations that are thinking about coming to Baltimore or Maryland?
Well, my primary focus is economic development and trying to bring more jobs, more businesses, more opportunities, and more jobs to Baltimore and to the state of Maryland. This doesn't help, but it's something we're going to have to get past. We're going to have to continue to work and focus on the mission. It's the thing that the city needs the most. A job solves a lot of social ills if a family's got somebody that's earning money. So we're going to focus on it. We're going to try to, first of all, take care of the businesses we've lost here in the city just on Monday night and make sure we take care of them. We're going to try to maintain the businesses that are here in the city and make sure that they can be successful. And then we're going to try to do whatever we can to rebuild the economy of Baltimore City and the state of Maryland.
All right, thanks, guys.
Thank you.